This is Neil's Han Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that. Buy some silver, some platinum, and some crystallized ions. You're gonna not regret having it. You'll love having it. And be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. Yeah, yeah, kind of, sort of. Anyhow, that's not what this is about. This is about geography, flooding in Canada. What the hell? I don't do anything about Canada. Figured I'd do a show on Canada. Here we go. Show on Canada. It is from Geology Hub. It is 1 hour old. A landslide just blocked a major river in Canada. Now 20,000 are at risk. Dun dun dun! Let's get you some volume here. Don't want you to miss any of the excitement.
A major landslide occurred in British Columbia within Canada, resulting in the loss of a tent and raft and injuring one person. However, this landslide created a much bigger problem, resulting in mandatory evacuations for areas up to 31.3 kilometers or 19.4 miles away. The reason for such a wide-ranging evacuation area is that this landslide, which I estimate contained a volume of 9.31 million cubic meters of rock that collapsed from a nearly quarter square kilometer patch of ground, has completely blocked a major regional river, specifically the Chilcotin River. In the more than 36 hours since, water has pooled behind the temporary natural earthen dam, forming a more than 3-kilometer long lake, which is more than 20 meters deep, with some unconfirmed reports alleging it is now more than 60 meters or 197 feet deep. As this vast mass of water continues to pool behind the landslide deposit, increasing pressure is being applied to it, which almost certainly will eventually trigger a catastrophic collapse. Such a collapse could cause a major flood and wall of water to burst downstream, possibly affecting certain towns more than 200 kilometers away. As a result, not only is a 65.2-kilometer long stretch of the Chilcotin River and nearby hills being completely evacuated, but also the river and riverbanks along an additional 314-kilometer or 195.1-mile long stretch of the adjacent Frasier River. Thus, a major disaster could soon occur, with the temporary lake expanding by nearly 13 million cubic meters a day. And please, and I mean this, do not let your curiosity get the best of you. The Chilcotin River downstream of the landslide is now completely dry. But at an undetermined time, a wall of water, perhaps upwards of 200 feet, could without warning sweep you away. So please do not go into the labeled sections of the Fraser and Chilcotin rivers, meaning from Hanceville all the way to Hope, and evacuate if you are asked to.
Okay. First off, Fraser River, pretty big gold river. There's this guy Dan Hurd, got like almost 1 million subscribers. All of his gold claims are along the Fraser River. So right now, what they basically said is there's 400 miles of the Fraser River that just dried up. That means you can now go to the areas of the Fraser River that used to be 10, 15 foot deep, fast moving water where you couldn't go to get your gold. You could only go to the side to get gold. Now you can walk right down there and get your gold. So I can imagine any prosperous prospector, even though they say not to go there, by God, the call of the glory of free money in the form of gold at the bottom of the Fraser River, now that it's dried up, seems kind of appealing to me. This only happened, they said, 19 hours ago. So I imagine a lot of people aren't thinking about it. But that's the first thing I thought of. The Fraser River. Hey, Dan Hurd's got claims there. There's gold mine there. It's a gold river. Gems, other minerals he finds along that river. Now 300, 400 miles of it are dried up. Whoa, that's a lot of exposed sediment of gold and other minerals and gems that you didn't have access to. It's just my thought. Let's go back to the rest of the story.
So, why did this landslide, which is centered 46.3 kilometers west-southwest of the town of Springhouse, occur in the first place? There is a short-term, a medium-term, and a long-term explanation for this. The long-term explanation is that a 3-kilometer-long patch of hillside extending 2 kilometers to the west and 1 kilometer to the east of the landslide, which occurred on July 31st, was already quite unstable. This is why there are 5 other obvious and presumably geologically recent landslide scarps which look like bites taken out of the hillside. As a result, the quarter square kilometer area which collapsed on July 31st was largely composed of loosely compacted and poorly sorted Triassic Age limestone debris from earlier Pleistocene or Holocene landslides. And it goes without saying, landslide deposits are quite unstable and often collapse again. As for the medium-term cause, the ground in this landslide was previously largely held in place by the roots of tall conifer trees. However, in 2017, a major wildfire burned this hillside as part of what is known as the Hansville Fire. Over the next several years, what remained of the burned trees rotted away, removing an important source of stability on the steep hillside. Then, while not particularly heavy, after 21 days of no rainfall occurring, this very hillside experienced rainfall for 8 out of 10 days between July 22nd and July 31st. In total, 2.1 inches or 5.33 centimeters of rain fell in this time span, which loosened the soil by just enough that it caused a major landslide to occur. While only 60 properties have been evacuated so far, there is a chance of a truly major disaster occurring, so I am keeping a close eye on the situation. As a final note, I would like to thank my new patron, Sam Rindall.
And there you go. Actually, I think I've done a report up in Northern California where we're having all these fires. That's how gold gets deposited back in the rivers. Is the trees' roots go through the ground, they get burned out. Cold winter comes, water gets down into the root systems that were burned out, freezes, expands, cracks the rock, causes landslide, depositing more gold into the rivers. It's been going like that in California for several hundred years in Northeast California. That's why we still have gold in our rivers. So an amazingly large amount of gold is fixing to be deposited in the Frasier River, and you should, if you have a claim up there, probably check it out within the next couple of weeks after this temporary landslide dam breaks. It's going to be an enormously large amount of resources as far as gold goes in that river, is my prediction. You guys have a nice day.